The preferred route for visitors to the Vatican is through the extensive museum, leading then to the Sistine Chapel and hence into the Basilica itself. The spacious entrance to the museum was opened in 2000 and some 4.5 million visitors pass through the security and ticket sales area each year. A wide circular walkway, or lifts if one prefers, leads to a scale model of the whole of the Vatican City. The walls of the Vatican City enclose an area of less than half a square kilometre, bestowing on it the status of the world's smallest country. At the last census, its population was just 826 people. Much of this area is accounted for by the Basilica and the offices connected with running the worldwide Catholic Church, but it is surprising the number of gardens and open spaces that exist within the city limits. The museum was founded by Pope Julius II in 1506 and was one of the first museums in the world to be open to the public. On the last Sunday of every month, the museum is open to the public for free, and long queues of people wait patiently on these occasions. Many popes since Julius have added to the collection in the museum, and there are now 54 galleries, each specialising in one theme, even down to carriages and automobiles. For the average day tripper, the route taken is just through 2 or 3 of the galleries. To start with, there are many classic Greek and Roman statues, all in excellent condition and well displayed. The Vatican museums are amongst the greatest in the world, since they display works from the immense collection built up by the Roman Catholic Church throughout the centuries, including some of the most renowned classical sculptures and most important masterpieces of Renaissance art in the world. It is difficult to take in all the treasures on display, and one's eyes are constantly drawn to the paintings on the ceilings, which are particularly well displayed in the gallery of the tapestries. From the museum, visitors are directed through the Sistine Chapel, where photography of all sorts is strictly forbidden, and people are requested to converse in whispers only. To illustrate the chapel, therefore, only commercially available photographs can be used. The chapel is quite small, being approximately 13 metres by 40 metres. The Sistine, or Pope's Chapel, was built by Pope Sixtus IV in 1473. The ceiling of the chapel is of course outstanding and was painted by Michelangelo in the 16th century. On one end of the chapel, behind the altar, Michelangelo also painted the Last Judgment between 1537–1541. All the paintings were thoroughly restored between 1984 and 1994. The chapel is probably best known as the location of the papal enclosure for the election of a new pope, but it is used for many other meetings and ceremonies during the year. Leaving the Sistine Chapel, you enter the main Basilica of St. Peter's and are immediately struck by the sheer size of the building. It has the largest interior of any Christian church in the world, with an area of 5.7 acres and a capacity of 60,000 people. The basilica is the burial place of St. Peter, one of the 12 apostles, and according to tradition, the first bishop of Rome. The dome of the church was designed by Michelangelo and is ovoid in shape. Beneath the dome is the pavilion-like structure called the baldacchino, designed by Bernini, and is considered to be the largest piece of bronze in the world, at 30 meters high and weighing 927 tons. Within the baldacchino is the papal altar, at which only the Pope may say Mass, and under which lie the remains of St. Peter himself. Tradition has it that St. Peter was crucified on this spot in AD 67 and was buried here by Christian followers. There has been a church on this site since the 4th century, the first being built by Constantine in 320 AD. The present building was commenced in 1506 and completed 120 years later. There are over 400 statues in the basilica and 40 separate chapels. During excavations beneath the papal altar between 1939 and 1950, human remains were unearthed and recognized by the then Pope Pius XII as being those of St. Peter. This is the famous bronze statue of St. Peter. Bernini designed the Cathedra Petri, or Throne of St. Peter. This is a chair supposedly used by the saint and is now enshrined in a large golden throne containing a small window of yellow alabaster through which a golden blaze of light dominates the area. The design of this magnificent basilica involved many learned men of the time, but the three most famous were Bernini, Michelangelo and Raphael. As you walk round this huge building, there are new statues, paintings, tapestries, etc. at every turn, and it is difficult to decide on favourites. On leaving the basilica, one gets the opportunity to see in close-up the outside architecture of the basilica and the Vatican palaces and offices. The facade was designed by Moderno, but has attracted much criticism for its proportions and the fact that it hides the base of the dome. 13 statues on the top of the facade represent Jesus and 11 apostles, plus John the Baptist. St. Peter has his own statue at floor level. The traditional Swiss guards are on duty, but do in fact seem quite ineffectual. The square was designed by Bernini in 1656 to give the greatest number of people in the square the opportunity to see the Pope give his blessings from the window of the Vatican Palace. The square is in fact an ellipse and provides a magnificent approach to St. Peter's Basilica, and worshippers say that they are enfolded by the lofty embrace of Bernini's colonnade. 248 marble columns welcome all to the spiritual experience of the Basilica, while statues of 140 saints atop the columns form a sort of inanimate guard of honour. The obelisk is at the centre of the square, and the radiating markings set out into the paved floor make it into a gigantic sundial. Two fountains are situated at the sides of the square, one by Bernini and one by Moderno. It is a wonderful experience to make this tour through the Vatican City, but it is impossible to see and appreciate all the treasures here, due to shortage of time and the large number of fellow tourists that flock here every day.